Caveman, DJ Iron Monkey. We back, episode number 99.
Yeah, buddy. Gretzky.
We want to win
Didn't even have
Gretzky.
to look that
We
up.
don't even have to look
Didn't
that
even
one
have.
up. That's
Mm-mm.
easy. That's easy.
Oh yeah, the great one. Mm.
Uh, yeah, man. Shit, it's episode 99, one episode away from 100. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
We got
big
some big
changes.
we got some big changes happening. Starting at episode 100, so you're not gonna want to miss that. Said before we get started, let's just do the quick homework. Make sure you hit that like and that subscribe
Mm-hmm.
button, and then make sure you also hit that bell so that when we have our new episodes drop out, you
Bing.
already know you get the notification in your email, whatever, uh, and you can come watch the next episodes because we don't want nobody else to miss any episodes of the Saturday Conversation. And it's starting at episode 100. It's gonna get
Yeah,
even. It's gonna pop up a notch. You know what I'm saying? We pop up every anniversary, but this is a milestone. So
yeah.
you know,
Especially on the YouTube channel. Like what was it? Cave World Entertainment.
Cable Entertainment TV.
Yep.
Make sure
Yep.
you hit that like and subscribe. It's coming to you.
And if anything, like I know I'm gonna start to add a little bit more content via DJI Monkey TV. So I'm gonna add some more content to Cave World Entertainment TV and flesh it out. So it's not just gonna be the podcast. It's gonna be other content that you could dig up and get to know
Word
us,
for
be
sure.
entertained.
Hey,
Yeah, buddy.
so what's good with you, man? How you been between episodes? What's good?
Well, just lamping, basking in, the Knicks being better than the Pistons. But other than that, living life, little trials and tribulations, but that's for me to handle. I don't need to tell anybody about that for them to criticize and go, well, what I would do when, oh, you was stupid for doing that. No, no, no. I'm gonna let it play out on its own. I'm gonna take care of business. But other than that, making moves. East is one of my favorite time of year. So I have very, 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 very fond memories. I know earlier today, I was making some lamb, and I have fond memories of lamb during Easter. Real quick, I actually one of the last meals I made for my grandmother. She wanted me to make Easter dinner all by myself. I was like, damn. So I had this big ass leg of lamb. I had a couple of stuff because she was vegan. Um, so I had to make some vegan sides for her, like Brussels sprouts. And so Easter is a nice time for me. Also, I have a memory of going to Trinidad and going to church with my grandfather. And I'm standing there and I'm like, yo, this is not a Baptist church, but my grandfather's dancing. I'm like, yo, for real, like, yo, he's really getting down. Yo, he's feeling the spirit. So I'm like, all right, so Easter, I have fond memories of my grandmother and my grandfather both passed away, and God rest their soul, and they're in a better place now. So, um, yeah, so I've been gearing up for the upgrade because
That's what's
there's
up.
something I'm gonna announce later on in the show, part of adding content via DJI Monkey TV to Cave World Entertainment TV. I'm gonna make a little announcement later on, so stay tuned for that. How about
Word,
yourself,
word.
man?
Hey,
What you been up to, man?
man,
It looks
listen.
like you've been working out with that hoodie on over
Yeah,
there.
right. I got the tight. I look like the dude. You could tell that he did a bid because he be in the
Hmm.
gym. He be in the gym with his hoodie on, with his headphones over the hoodie, and
Yeah.
then he be having this shit mad tight down around his face and
Only
shit.
dude I know that got mad phone books in his house. Like, yo, why you got phone books in your
Right.
house? You're like, yo, never know when the nigga trying to shank you. I mean,
He,
like,
he, he
yo,
be
you
having
really
this.
tying phone books around you?
He be having this hoodie. He be having this hoodie mad tight in the gym, not talking to nobody. Sometimes he'll even be
Mm.
rapping the songs, and you can't really. You better not say shit to him neither. You
Or
know.
the real extra hardcore DMX songs, huh?
Oh yeah,
Straight
yeah, yeah,
straight MOP. Not even Onyx. MOP.
yeah, for sure. But
Hmm.
shit. Other than that, man, the little homie Jalea had her. She had two track meets already.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah, I
saying?
saw.
She finished third in the first one, and then this past track meet, she finished. She finished fourth, but her time was like 2 minutes faster than the first meet. So, she's steady improving and shit. So,
personal best.
Other than that, man, just putting mail in boxes and
Mm,
trying to stay fit and trim. Uh,
all right.
Summer's coming, so I got to get ready. I gotta. Plus,
Mm.
it's getting warmer. Shit is getting back to normal. So
It's getting close to the wedding too. Outside you're looking like you got a ninja turtleneck over there. Yeah, I know you got your ab game that you're fitting to work on. I don't know why I'm feeding
yeah,
into this.
see, because you already know what it's
Uh,
about, man. The abs is coming in. You know what I'm saying? Slowly, slowly. They coming in slowly, but they coming in. You know what I'm saying? I be doing my core. Uh,
your what?
my
Your
core.
core. Nah, you got real Midwest on me with that one. I'm doing my core. Yeah, I'm
uh,
doing my core. Oh, you're doing your core. Okay. All right.
come
All
on,
right.
man.
No,
Uh,
but as your boy, I gotta make sure you're on track, and you're not straying too far off. So,
man, everybody has their little stumbles and shit, but I pretty
yeah.
much stay on it. But
All right.
hey, man, listen. So today I'm watching TV
Mm-hmm.
as I'm getting ready for work, and the news comes on. They're talking about how the Johnson & Johnson vaccine uh,
Oh,
got recalled, or they had like a million motherfucking of like a wrong batch. Like they mixed the wrong shit together in the vaccine.
yeah. I think it was like 15 million or some shit like
Yo,
that.
that's a
That's a
that's a
lot.
that's a heavy hit for Johnson & Johnson. Ain't nobody gonna want them shits,
Mm.
even if they correct them. Like that shit got out to the media. Everybody's gonna be like, yo, don't give me that Johnson & Johnson shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's the only one you got. All right, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah, I can't even fuck with Johnson& Talc and powder because don't they got a lawsuit with that? Which
Mm-hmm.
which they actually do.
Right, right.
But it's like, yeah, you know what? I was kind of slow stepping it, and I was, taking my time with the whole vaccine because I know my mother and father. I think they both got their second shot. Um, but my thing is all right. I'm gonna let other people go in front of me because I'm gonna just have to do what I need to do, like what I've been doing ever since it happened. I never missed a day of work. Knock on wood. Um, but other than that, it's like I'm not in a rush to get the vaccine. I'm really
Yeah.
not.
It's still a bad hit though for Johnson & Johnson. I mean, right
It
now
really is.
the only thing they got that people fucking with is the baby oil, and
Yeah, yeah. Well, as long as LL Cool J is still, out on the circuit, they always gonna have a heavy market.
don't worry. I mean, when LL's done, you know what I'm saying. I'll take over the baby oil empire.
Oh
You know,
man, listen. See
but
again, like as much as the ab game isn't my thing, I know it's yours, but I don't like hearing too much about it. Like you on
hey,
track, cool. That's it.
hey, listen,
That's where I get off.
wait, wait,
Yeah.
wait, man, listen. I'm gonna be unbearable. But shout
Oh
out to
man.
LL though, because on his channels on Sirius Satellite, they had Dr. Fauci on, and
Oh yeah.
another doctor, Spanish. I can't remember her name. She had like a Spanish name, but anyway, they was
Hmm.
he brought them on to talk about like all he had all these questions about the virus that like in the vaccine and all that, and it was real informative.
Hmm.
So if people were looking for that, you can just go check that out.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh yeah. Sirius
you
Radio.
know,
It has some real good programming. That
and
Rock the Bells.
yeah, but it was across a couple of different channels. And then Nadine got her second vaccination or second shot today, so she fully
Mm,
vaccinated. And since she got to be in the schools,
mm.
um, you know, that's a good look. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
True indeed.
shit. Today on the show, man, we got your boy Anthony Sanders.
Yes. Yes. Yes,
Sat down
indeed.
sat down with DJ Iron Monkey and chopped it up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Uh,
yeah, East Side local, native, Providence legend when it comes to the run game. We spoke about that. We spoke about our history with Hope High School and spoke about it a little bit more. And got a little in depth about a lot of other things, which you know, uh, y'all see. So
Word. Hey, we're gonna jump right into that right away. So let's check that out right now. We got Anthony Sanders chopping it up with DJ Iron Monkey for the Saturday conversation.
All right, this is the Saturday conversation interview section here today. It's DJ Iron Monkey in the house holding it down solo as DJ Caveman does his thing. But today we have a special guest with us. We got Anthony Sanders Jr. of Awoken
Senior,
Apparel. Oh, senior. Oh, I'm sorry.
senior.
Senior of Awoken Apparel. Now I know him from around the way here, Providence, Rhode Island, East Side, Hope High School, track and field. He's doing a lot of great work around the city. So, ladies and gentlemen, our special guest, Anthony Sanders Sr.
Thanks for
Uh,
having me, man. Thank you. I appreciate being here, man.
oh, well, thank you, man. Like you've been on my radar for a minute, and like once we started opening up the doors, and Caveman was like, "Yo, reach out to some people to interview." I was like, "Ah, you know what? I'm gonna start compiling a list." And so when I'm on social media, I see like people making their moves and everything, and you one of the guys that really caught my eye because it wasn't just the apparel, it was what you actually try to do with the apparel because you started off with bow ties, right?
Yeah,
so
sure
so
did.
so like with the bow ties and then incorporating the bow ties, and I believe you had your children involved with it as well.
My sons, yeah. My two
Yeah.
sons.
So now like my son is like 17 years old, like it's like, all right, one thing that I need to do with him is take him to a place so that way he could get tailored for a suit, get measurements and all of that. So that's why Awoken Apparel came up on my radar. So hey, tell us how you got started in it all.
I mean, our story into apparel is I don't want to say it's long in the making. I fell into it because back in the day when I was in high school, um, one of my friends used to call me Ants GQ. Like I always like style. Like I think that it's
Mm,
important an expression of who you are and what you're about. I
mm,
teach my two sons. When you first meet someone, the first thing they notice is your appearance, good or bad.
mm. Yes.
So to me, when you're in certain environments, you have to make sure that that you fit, you fit the part, and that you're doing it appropriately. So,
Mm,
um, since I always love style, the company originally started out of Be Woke Enterprises, and what we were basically doing was we were doing shirts. So we were doing like custom one of a kind shirts.
mm,
Um, because that spun off from our running club. We run this town because we were paying everyone else to do our shirts.
mm,
So then we started making our own apparel, and then we started making our own apparel, and then we started doing our own. We started sourcing out our own embroidery and doing it that way. So
mm,
then that morphed into Be Woke. I was like, all right, well, if I'm making money for the running club and organization, I could start my own thing and
mm,
my own thing. So we started Be Woke, and then I think it was the beginning of 2019. Um, I had an event I had to go to, and I'm looking at my wardrobe, and I'm like, because I've always loved bow ties. I just thought they just
mm.
have a classic feel, and
Yeah.
you know what? It takes a lot of attitude to wear bow ties.
Yes,
You
it
know,
does. Yes, it
well,
does.
and confidence. Like you got to walk in the room like yo, I'm in this piece.
Yeah.
So all the stuff I had. I mean, I had some fly stuff because I was collecting it, but I'm like, dang, they ain't really got nothing that I want. So
Mm,
I ended up, my mom and my mother-in-law used to do all my sewing for me, and then
mm,
their hands were getting really, iffy or whatever. So I was like, you know what, I gotta go to, I gotta go and learn to do this stuff in case my buttons go off to do whatever I gotta do.
yeah.
So went to a Joanne's fabric class.
Oh,
I was the
what?
only, I was the only dude in there, and you know, uh, I had a phenomenal instructor.
Mm,
I made a pillow, made my daughter a pillow, which I still have. And on the way going out, she said, she pulled me aside. She's like, you kind of got a feel for this.
mm.
I'm like, well, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, you get the seam allowances, this. So I'm just laughing, like, okay. So she's like, well, I'm gonna challenge you.
Mm,
What do you think you want to make? Like, what would you, if you could make something that you want to make? What you want to make? So I said, all right. I said, well, I always want to make some bow ties.
hmm,
She's like, just try it. So I butchered, like, so I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna make one. So I butchered probably like three or four.
Mm,
And on the fourth or fifth one, I got really good. I got pretty good, but it was just for me.
mm.
So it was some flavor that I wanted to do. I mean, everybody's on social media, so I just I did this, and somebody was like, "Yo, that's kind of fly."
Mm.
So I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, all right. So I always wanted to make them for me. So then I'm like, you know what? I sold a couple of them,
Mm.
and I was like, I might have something here, because it's a
Yeah.
niche, something that, number one, is not really, when you think of the Sean Johns, the Fubu's, the
Hmm.
Rockaway, all of that. Some of that's come and gone, and they haven't, like, but there's a void for that. So,
Yes.
um, I want to do something boutique wise where, um, one of my sayings is be woke, be like you. So, like, whatever your style is, I want to be able to bring that flavor to you and the offerings that we offer, whether it's, so we started making the bow ties, and then people were
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't really like bow ties. So I'm like, all right, well, so we'll make some ties. So we started making ties. And, it just ventured off, and we just started making all kind of stuff. And the great part about it was, um, I learned as I went along. So it was like, you know, when people know you, obviously they want to invest in you, but
Mm.
if they see that you're doing good work, then they're like, okay. So, people would come to me and be like, hey, can you make that? I want this. Can you make that?
Mm.
I'll learn how to do it. So I
Yeah.
would learn how to do it. And then, that's how our catalog is grown.
Yeah, because I see that it's not just bow ties, it's scarves that you offer, regular ties as you stated. And then recently I know that you spun off doing mask. And I know that you was telling me off camera that recently you've been a part of some program, was it Good Hands?
Well, yeah, what happened was, and I don't know if you probably remember Jim Barrows.
Mm,
Um, Jim Barrows, because she's a painter, she's a real artist. I mean, she's a real artist. So
mm,
she hits me up right when before the pandemic was really about to hit. Oh,
mm.
brother, I know you so. I'm just jumping in here. We should do this thing. So I'm like, nah, Jim, I don't really want to mess with that. Then there was a organization, well, a business, creative sewing thing. I found out they were doing a mass project where they would help out um, local agencies who couldn't afford to buy masks.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, I jump in there. So I jumped in, and then I was able to donate to local organizations free masks.
Mm,
So then I circled back to Jim, she was like, yeah, I told you so. So
mm.
then he was like, all right, well, we feel this need. People still want masks, and masks have become like everybody's like, it's almost like a t-shirt now. Like
Yeah.
we making masks that match the bow ties, that match the purses for the lady. Matter of fact, we ventured off into the ladies' purses.
Oh,
I mean, so
nice.
it's so we just been like, honestly, we've been
Mm,
grinding. I mean, and I'm not saying that just because it's my company, but like we just did a virtual fashion show that aired Thursday. We did that last week.
mm.
Um, we just had Design RIX just hit us up saying they want to feature us. You know, the fact that we're trying to get up on your show, like my whole thing is, I'm gonna out hustle everybody, or at least
Mm.
try to hustle enough where, you know, they may not need it right now. But everybody got that wedding, that funeral,
Yep.
that that special, even in Zoom world,
Yep.
that that they need to look right. And we want to earn their business.
And that's the thing that I appreciated. That's the thing that I wanted to put you on or get you on the show because I recognize people that are from the neighborhood and that's trying to be bigger than the hood. It's
Yes.
not because there's too many people that get caught up in being hood and get stuck in the hood because even though I'm from the east side, originally I'm from Brooklyn. Some people from Brooklyn never leave Brooklyn. Like they
Mm,
don't go to Queens, they don't go to Bronx, they don't leave Brooklyn, period. So like for me and my family moving out of Brooklyn, it was huge. So now it's like,
mhm,
all right, now I'm in a position where now it's not about getting rich off your friends, it's about
mhm.
helping our friends get rich. So it's like,
Yes.
I applaud your hustle and I appreciate it because it's showing people that yo, you could be from the streets and you could move on from there. You know, Jay-Z's
Yeah.
not the only one doing it. It's people, regular day people like me and you striving, but
Mhm.
you know, we're not
And that's,
entertainers like that. So
yes, and that's important too. I think for me too. I mean, we were talking on camera. I got a 9 to 5. But to me, I think it's important. It's about your mindset, and it's
yeah.
about your growth mindset. Where I want to teach my sons that number one, one of the most important lessons you can learn is you always need to have multiple streams of income. So
Yes.
if you got and that's
Diversify.
yes, and I was just talking one of my friends. We were because we're on Marco Polo, and they were like, "Yeah, what do you recommend?" I said, "Listen, first off, diversify, and if you got multiple streams of income, I don't care what it is, you know, if you got multiple streams, you got something that's a safety net. So, and I want to teach
Yes.
them about generational wealth. To me,
Yes.
and I tell people all the time, this we could have made some moves to make Awoken really big, but I tell people, I'm not trying to be a millionaire off this. To me, this is about sharpening my knives too. You know,
Hmm.
I went to business school, so for me, everything I'm doing is teaching me about to use my business skills and keep them sharp. And whatever your skills are, to keep your skills sharp, so that if you do get a position or something opens up, you can jump right in. Or you can make it the way that you want to make it. I mean, I got to tell you, I was telling someone, I think I was talking about yesterday, last night on the Zoom that we were all on.
Hope high.
Yeah, listen. I made more masks than I ever expected to make, but I'll tell you what, that was able to help leverage my company and put my company on the map.
Yes.
I mean, we pulled listen. This house was a mass factory. I mean, I had one son cutting, you know, I had one son helping turn them when we were doing them. I had one son
Mm,
prepping them, bringing it to me so we could sew it, but you learn about um just being resilient during those things too,
yes.
and I think it's one of the things, it's one of Jay Wan's favorite things. You learn to pivot on the hustle,
Yes.
or pivot on the hustle, and that's what I learned about that, and that was the biggest lesson for me for my business there, because I'm like, wow, okay, we were able to leverage everything that happened um with that, and then with the leveraging that we did with the income we didn't really expect to come in,
Mm,
we were able to do some really big things. I mean, we were able to you know, invest in the infrastructure of the company, in terms of, now we got some real nice sewing machines, we got tools. I
yep.
mean, you know, I mean,
Hey,
and it's exciting, it's exciting too. And
and
and more importantly, people and I think you said it earlier, which I want to touch on is, you know, people, I always tell people I never want to be and I've interviewed on like Progo, and I tell
mhm.
them, listen, I don't want to be a good black designer. I want to be a dope designer. That's
Designer,
what I
exactly.
that's what I want to be. I want to be, I want to be good at what I do just because of
Yes.
what I do.
Yeah.
And our what we do, we got all kind of, we got all kind of customers, and I'm
Yep.
I'm proud of that because I want to be able to dress whoever, and it's exciting. It's
And,
exciting.
and and you see, and that's the thing too that I appreciate with this show, and because it's like we want to be a great show. We don't want to just be a great black show because when you put that black thing, it seems like it's only good in a certain sense.
Yep.
So being
Yep.
a great designer is a is a
Yep.
is the goal. Being a great
Yeah.
black designer, it's like you're just only good for the black
Yep.
market. So
Yep.
that's one thing that I kind of, it's kind of a, but being a black designer helps inspire younger people that,
No, no,
oh,
and
but
yeah, and I
it
think
cuts
that's
both
cool
ways.
too.
I see
Yeah.
exactly where you're
It,
coming
it,
from, but
it
being a
cuts
good
both
designer,
ways, but I don't want to be defined by, just by my blackness. I mean, I'm black. I mean, I tell people all the time, like, I'm black. I know I'm black. I mean,
mm,
I don't, that's nothing. I mean, we have our own flavor that's already there,
yes,
and the reason why I say that is just because in the fashion industry, I'll never forget it. The first fashion show I did, um, and I won't say the other designer's name, but I remember, when we rolled up in there, because I mean, we got different swag. Let's just face it, we got different swag. And you know, the fact that I was actually discriminated. Now I don't think because I was black, but because of I was a different sexuality, based on like what
Ah.
designers look like. So,
Mm.
so it's like so, but that taught me to just say, you know what, I just want to be a good designer.
And,
I want to be a good designer, and I want to I want to show people that I can make the best quality products, and
mm.
that we got flavor. So we can bring flavor to whatever you need.
And real talk, like before we move on to the next topic, that's one thing that my father always taught me is that, don't ever depend on a woman. Always have a woman in your life because you want them there. So you don't need them to cook. You don't need them to,
Yeah,
iron your clothes or wash your clothes
yeah,
or even sew your clothes. So I took home ec back in
yeah.
Bishop. So
They
it
don't
was
even do
like,
that anymore. I wish my sons they don't even do that anymore.
yeah, nah,
Miss what's her name? Miss she passed away. But yeah, she taught us a lot. Just
yeah,
like you. That's
yeah,
why I
because
learned
like,
that too.
and then even when I went to Hope, it was like I ended up taking it was either ROTC or sewing class.
Yeah,
I took sewing class, but like you said, there's not really a lot of straight men in that
yeah.
industry. But you got to be there and you got to represent.
Hmm.
So as we move on to the next topic here, your running program, we run this
We
now.
run this town.
Now, I know you from Hope High School. Now, I went to Hope High School for two reasons. I picked them over classical, even though all my friends went to classical. Hope High School was the media program,
Yep.
and then it was their track program because I wanted to run for Tom Span. It was like for me, it was like going to Georgetown and playing for
Yep.
Thompson, or going to Temple and playing for my man that just passed away. I'm mad at his name is slipping me, but running for Tom Span was my
Thompson.
thing.
Coach Thompson at Georgetown.
Yeah, yeah, Thompson for Georgetown, but like Tom Span was that guy for me locally. Like
Yes.
I wanted to run
Yes.
for Tom Span. I wanted to be coached by him. But like you took that love and now you actually extended it to this whole program. How did that start?
Well, what happened was, and I was part of the media program too, by the way, even though I was part of the essential program. I thought the media program was dope.
Oh hell yeah, Mr. Ball.
Yeah, yeah, his listening was dope. He actually ended up producing a show, which I gotta find that show so I can let my sons watch. They don't believe me.
Yeah, I got a
But
couple of them too. I got a couple of
yeah,
them too.
I gotta find my son.
I have one
But
on affirmative action and the death penalty.
okay, no,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
we
made us do it on cameras.
let's see. I think in what happened was it's funny. I mean, I ran in high school, but then I didn't run from high school. I ran a little bit in college, then I just stopped.
Hmm.
But what happened was, I think it was 2010. Um, I was like at that point, I was almost what? Well, I was almost 30. What I was getting, I was like 30 something, and I was just out of shape, man.
Mm.
And then at one point, I was like, I got to get myself together. So I wanted to, I started running, and I didn't really know a lot about it, but we knew that they were running clubs. We knew that we had already known about the Providence Cobras, but that was a youth
Mhm.
program, and there really wasn't nobody that looked like me um, in Rhode Island.
In Rhode Island, yeah.
So there was like four other members, four other people that were runners. We came together and was like, we're gonna start our own running club. We're gonna start a club that is minority based, but we're gonna take it a step further. We're gonna do it's it's gonna be minority based, but we're also gonna include people of all walks, all
Mm.
ethnicities, all sexual orientations,
Mm.
everybody. We're gonna be like the Rainbow Coalition. So
Nice.
we started it. We started with like four people. I think we probably got like now like probably like about 350 members. We got a
Woo.
full. Well, actually, it's international. We got a whole line of
Nice.
clothing that we rock with that too, and it's a great thing. I think one of the things it teaches about is just staying healthy, man. And we've expanded it obviously. Now we got runners, we got walkers, we got weightlifters, we got triathletes, we
Oh,
got
nice.
so we got hustlers.
Yeah, because if anything, like my knees are not set up for running, but I do keep track of track and field stuff, because it's a love
Yeah.
of mine. But when you got started, like what was some of the biggest challenges? Was it like the weather? Was it like your
Um,
muscles, or was it like the like finding a good spot to go run? because really
I
and
think the
truly,
biggest part is just not knowing like what you need, and I always tell because my
mm,
son runs, my oldest son runs, and I always tell him, the hardest part of anything is just making sure that you're prepared to do what you have to do, whether that, whether you have the proper gear, I mean, if it's, and that's not just when it's cold, because, New England got some crazy hot, sticky weather. So even
mm,
during that time, so always being prepared, I think is the biggest obstacle is
mm.
just being prepared and just educating yourself on like everyone thinks you can just get up and just run a half marathon or just run 5 miles or 10 miles. And
No.
you know it's not, it's a lot about your nutrition, it's a lot about your sneakers, it's a lot of, and it's a lot mentally too. I think a lot of people don't really think about the mental aspect of it. I mean, I've run, damn, one, two, I think around 4 marathons. Yeah, I think
Oh,
four,
okay.
four or five marathons. And well, that's one of the most challenging things. Well, that's one of the most challenging things you'll ever do. But doing a triathlon
Mm.
is very, actually, it may be just as difficult as running a marathon. Actually,
So let me ask, like, if there was like one spot like you could run, like, where would it be? Would it be like in a tropical place? Would it be in like a cold place, morning time, nighttime, any type of location? Like, what would be like your dream run?
well, I have to say I ran my dream run. My dream run was the Boston Marathon. I mean, that's the
Really?
mecca of any races.
Oh, okay.
Lindsay Lou, she's one of the people who passed away
Mm,
in the bombing, and
yeah,
her uncle actually reached out to some people when they were looking for a diverse group of runners, and we raised some money for her foundation, and I actually ran the Boston Marathon. That was one of the best experiences of my life, man.
nice.
So, like for me, like it was crazy because it rained the whole time, which is the worst conditions any runner would ever want to run in. But I
Mm,
have to tell you, um, I'll never forget that experience for the rest of my life.
nice, nice. All right. So, I already had how you started. Some of your awards. You win any awards with the running outside of high school?
Actually, not run. I mean, in running, unless you win the race,
Mm,
I haven't won any races, but I have done, like I said, probably like I think it was like five marathons. You lose track after a while. I think it's like five.
mm.
So I ran 5 marathons. I ran the Boston Marathon. Um, I did. There's only one race I came in second place, but that was the triathlon. I came
Ah,
in
oh, word.
second place in my age group, and that was exciting. Like that
Ah,
was. Let me tell you something. I still got that medal too. Um,
and, and
and
and and that's one thing about running. A lot of people think that the race is against other people. The real
no,
thing about running is doing better than what you did the time before, and keep going. And it's really a challenge against yourself. Now, if other people come into play, so be it.
yeah,
But it's like it's a personal thing for yourself, and a lot of people
you
don't see it
captured
like
that.
that.
You captured that. I think when you're younger, you have a different aspect than when you're older.
Yeah.
At one point I was just to me it was about I gotta catch this person, I gotta catch that person. But like you said, it becomes about you being a better you and actually just having longevity. Like Tom Spann is like listen,
Yes.
he still runs. He
Yes.
listen, he's my inspiration. That's who I'm chasing right now. Is I should be chasing him, but I'm chasing Tom Spann because Tom still I ride with him, like we ride
Mm,
together, and he's a beast. He runs, he still rides, but to me, it's about the longevity piece of it. I'm gonna be
yes.
50, so in 10 years, I still want to be doing this. And it should become about it should become a part of your lifestyle. And I tell people, if you're coming here just to socialize and do all that, this ain't for you, because there's some days when it's like, I
Mm,
don't feel like doing this, but I understand, if I want to live a very good life long term,
mm.
then I have to make sure that, I'm doing what I have to do so I can do that, and it's about, standard of living, man, taking
Yeah.
care.
Hey, Tom is a beast, and if anything, me and you, we got the inside scoop on Tom. So like, whenever Tom looks to make a move, like, are you looking to fill his void?
Nah, actually, I'm gonna do some stuff with the with the Cobras. I think it's important for all of us to give back. And I think that's why,
Mm,
like, I try to stay involved with, the Hope High Alumni Association, because Hope was very great for me. You
yes.
know, I'm involved with the daycare, Roger Williams Daycare, which my sons and my daughter went to. So I think, I try to be as connected to the community as possible because, we all grew up on the east side. We had people who were just mentors
Yeah.
who, I tell people, like, I'm not successful because I'm successful. I'm successful because I had people like Kevin Jackson, like Tom Spann, like Vinnie Brown, like Billy
Mm,
Taylor,
yep.
um, like Johnny Brito. Like, I had people who,
Ah, rest in peace.
I had people who gave a damn about me and who gave a damn about other people, and who knew that if kids had someone to say, okay, push you in the right direction,
Hmm.
that you would be all right. And I just think that's important. So I try to stay connected, to as many organizations as possible.
And that sense of community is one of those things that I really did take away from being living on the east side, because when I used to work with the YMCA was very weird even before the Vincent Brown Center came about. And I was like, yo, how these swimmers just walking around the building and nobody's asking them where their parents are, but like as soon as this one kid comes through the door, my brother, they're like,
Yeah,
oh, where's your mother? Where's your father? Oh, you got to go. So that's one of the reasons why I stayed at the YMCA as long as I did.
mm,
Also, it wasn't a lot of black men in childcare.
yeah,
It got to a point where little kids would call me dad,
yeah,
and the father's looking at me like, yo, why are they calling you dad? So it got to a point where
yeah.
I was like, you know what? I don't have any kids of my own, so I kind of have to get away from this field because.
No, and I think that's important too because, I mean, again, I'm no role model, but I want to do my part where at least someone
Mm,
says, I worked at the center for a long time too, and
mm-hmm.
I want to give back when someone says, hey man, you know what? I seen you do this, so I think I could do that. I mean, case in point, you said about the why, like, when I started doing triathlons, I was, I couldn't really swim. I mean, and I had to learn to swim, and it was a tough thing, but
Mm,
it was great because I was able to pull back on when Johnny Brito took us back,
mm-hmm.
to the Boys Girls Club, and we could
Yep.
swim. I mean, so, you know,
Yep.
you, you have that whole, community sense that, again, I'm very connected to that, and I think it's you said it really good. And I know people, I never, as an older man, I never want to pull into the different side things, but East Side is a family, and that's the
Yes.
one thing I have to say. Like, it's a family, like
Mm-hmm.
everyone knows everyone, or this person's sister's friends, best friends with my sister, and my cousin got a baby with this one and that one, and I
It's a
have to
family.
say, I was blessed, to have been a part of that era, where we were connected, we were all connected because, the world isn't like that anymore. And it's sad because, like, I have two sons, and I tell them all the time, like, yeah, everyone. I'm like, listen, when we grew up, it was
Yeah.
like family. It was like, I mean, we
Mm-hmm.
would eat over this person's house and sleep over this person's house. And I mean, and it was not, there was nobody better than I.
And that's really the thing too. Like to kind of wrap up on this is like, yo, representation does make a huge difference. Like if it's black men in childcare or working at I was gonna say a white YMCA, but that's basically what it kind of was at the time.
Still is.
But then like black men just in fashion and in
Yeah,
running, because there's always been a quiet joke, like when you see white people running, like, oh, they're running for fitness. When you see black people running, they must be some cops, something or some shit going on. So like breaking down that whole stereotype and that whole notion, like representation makes a difference, but then community where we're all together and we're bringing each other out, like you coming on the show today, both of us taking part of Bad Lads program last night with the Zoom immunity. Even Dale and other people, like we're a core of people, and a lot of people, like I didn't really push it out there, but a lot of people know me as Karama's brother or
yeah,
or Kwasi's brother, because I'm usually the one in the lay back, but
yeah,
it's a community. We all know each other. It's either through URI or Holy Name or Nathan Bishop or King or Hope High School. Like we're all connected. Even Daryl, even though like he he's a classical guy, and he tries to say that classical track team was better than Hope.
Yeah, he know, he
Yeah,
know that.
he could just talk. I
Yeah,
let him, but
he knows that, right?
nah. But like communities and things like this, like I don't say that we should do more of it. We just have to keep doing it.
No, and no, we should do more of it. We should do more of it because we have hidden gems. And I
Oh yeah.
tell people that all the time. We have hidden gems of people who are doing things that, and I tell people all the time, you know, the biggest impact we have is not on the people who are really close to us, it's the people that are outside of us.
Yes.
My sons know who I am because they see me every day.
Mm,
But and I tell them, and that's why I try to get them around other men because they don't know them. They don't know nothing about them. Of course, daddy's gonna say this. He's daddy. So
yeah.
what else? What else is he gonna say? And I think, for us, especially black men,
Mm,
because I think we've been stereotyped so much to think that we can't engage and we can't support and we can't
mm,
uplift each other, and that's important. And I always tell people, like, I don't, and even like with what we've been doing, what everyone's been doing, I've been telling people, like, they're like, oh, what do you want me to do? I'm like, nah, like, I don't listen. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be a transactional thing every time you do something with someone else. Sometimes it just has to be just because it's just because. I mean, and that's how I try to live, because I think it's so important for us to support each other, because
mm.
people are so busy pitting us against each other.
Oh yeah.
That we need to be united and just help out. And even if you can't do that, just a simple, when you see your brother, hey, and I've been trying to teach my sons that, even if you see a black man in the street, you don't know, hey brother, how you doing, man?
Oh
You all
yeah.
right?
Yeah, like simple little things like that. Like yesterday, I got on the bus with my son, and like my son, he was gonna jump on the bus before a lady. I grabbed him by his thing. I said, "No, ladies first." Like teaching kids
Yes.
simple little things like that is what we as men are meant to do. Because really and truly, we are the leaders of the new school. Like
No,
we're
yeah.
the ones that are teaching the kids what it's supposed to be. But you know, th- hopefully they learn and they listen. But a lot of times they don't learn by us telling them, they learn by watching us.
Watching, yep. Yep.
So
This too. So
yeah,
that's what's up.
man. But yeah, man. So to wrap this up in a nutshell, man, do you have any shameless plugs? Any things that you want to plug? Anything's coming up? Like I know you
Um,
got the Woken Apparel, you got We Run This, you got the Roger
yeah,
Williams daycare, like
yeah. I actually I got two shameless plugs. First off, my man Scott Pina,
hmm
Your Form Fitness. He's one of my teammates. He's actually doing some personal training and other different things to help people get, back in shape.
all
You
right, Sean
know,
Pina.
Scott Pina.
Oh,
Scott
Scott Pina. Yeah,
Pina,
yep,
yep.
yep.
Your Form Fitness. He's doing this thing on Instagram. He has his daily stretches and daily things that he does.
hmm
And pretty much I mean, check us out on Instagram. I mean, we just that's
Nice.
we out there, we out there hustling. We like ideas too. And I think the next thing we're about to do, we're about to drop some different things on our ladies line. We're about to drop some bonnets and head wraps. That's our next thing we're about to drop the bomb on.
Nice.
But
Yo,
that's my shameless plug right there.
hey, if anything, I'll give you something because I actually bought one. I was gonna buy one for my daughters, but the silk pillowcases.
Okay.
That'll be a nice simple move because like
Pillowcases. Okay,
or like
yeah,
the
that ain't.
satin pillowcases.
Yep.
That's
All
a
right.
nice move, brother.
All right. Listen, I'm gonna throw it again. I always, it's funny because my wife is my tester and my daughter's my tester.
Mm.
So, I mean, I never thought about that. That's actually
Yeah, because my
you know,
daughter got dreads as well, and like sometimes like wrapping her hair up is just too much,
mhm,
and sometimes she just wants to lay down. So it's like,
yeah.
if you want to take a nap, silk pillow. There you go.
Yeah, we can customize those joints too. All
hmm
right. All
That's what
right.
it's about, B.
If I blow that up, I'll give you some residuals on that
Hey,
one.
hey, all right, I'll hold you to it. It's
Nah, for
recorded.
sure. For sure.
Hell yeah, buddy. Hey, if anything, thank you very much, Anthony Sanders, Senior, Awoken Apparel. We run this town, and Roger Williams Daycare.
Yo, and we back. That was Anthony Sanders. Thanks for coming on the show, man. That was a dope interview, D.
Yeah, yes, indeed, man. Yo, I had to get in touch with him. You know, just like how we had Derek Perry on episodes ago. How we had
Right.
Ray Watson on. You know, try to shout out to the local folk that are actually out here in the community putting in the work. So, we reach out to people, do community outreach, as well as reach out to everybody across all kind of genres, all kind of genders, all kind of races and creeds, and personal beliefs. So, you know, he's one of them guys I had to get, on the roster.
Word.
So,
Yo, it's a big day. It's a big day today, man. It's it's
oh,
it's opening day in Major League Baseball. You know what I'm saying? First day of
alright.
fantasy baseball. I'm trying to win my fantasy league this year, but it's the first year that it's the second year in a row that I missed opening day in Detroit. You know, it was
Yeah,
becoming a customary trip for me and the not so silent producer. So it's pretty shitty that we haven't been able to get out to opening day. But I mean, opening day in Detroit, um, it's cold. It's cold than a motherfucker, dog. Uh,
yeah,
like you sitting in the stadium with your hot chocolate cup and shit, like shivering watching baseball, like
yeah.
you know,
Waiting for be like, yo, throw the fucking ball. Like, yo, only time only time you really got to be out there with like a hot cup of coffee or like hot toddy is for T-ball. Real talk. Like,
I don't know, man. You got to get drunk at the baseball games too and shit. And on the
yeah,
cold
well,
days, I
that
guess
too.
it gotta be
Well,
a hot toddy.
hot toddy, with a nip, but I don't know how you slide that in with security nowadays. So,
Yeah,
yeah. And plus, I don't try to slide no hot tot like, don't try to slide no nip in and blame that shit on me. You're a grown ass folk. You make your own
oh
damn
man, come on,
decision.
man. I take my time if I get any, but I ain't nobody did just gonna make me pour that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all good.
Oh well, yeah. That's why you pregame in the parking lot.
I see you got. I
That's
see.
why you tailgate.
I mean, yeah, but you gotta get smashed more smashed in the game. I mean, if you're not buying $10 beers and $15 hot dogs, are you really at a
Yeah,
baseball game?
that's true. And it's $7 bottled water, and none of the water fountains or the bubblers, as some people will call it, work at all.
None
So
of
it's
it.
like,
Nah, because you gotta
and
get that.
especially now with COVID, it's like they should all them shits down. So it's like you paying $7 for water. So like, how drunk you gonna get? You're gonna get dehydrated by like the third inning, and
Yo, real
then that
talk though.
$7 water, you start budgeting. Like, yo, do I want a beer or do I want some water or do I want that hot chocolate? And that hot chocolate ain't cheap either. And that's
Nah,
even before they get to the marshmallows.
well, Comerica Park got a Dunkin' inside. They
Oh,
do
do they?
Dunkin' Donuts coffee. So
Yeah, but they
and
still
hot
don't got no
chocolate.
dollar menu.
Nah, I mean it is a baseball
So
stadium, man. No baseball stadium got a dollar menu.
yeah, even if they
But
have a McDonald's, like their value menu is still starting at $5.
listen, meanwhile, if a water costs more than like $4, I'm drinking whatever else is available. Because if I'm gonna spend more than that on a beverage, it's gonna be worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a Coke, like I remember we was in DC one time. Just quick story.
Mm,
I bought a vodka soda. I
hmm
bought a rum and Coke,
hmm
and I bought a regular Coke. $37.
Easy.
How much was the fucking Coke, man? You know what I'm saying?
Was it refillable?
No. And it was in a small, like 8-ounce cup.
It wasn't
So
even in a novelty cup
nah,
where
nah,
you could
nah,
take it
nah. It
home.
was in a small ass cup. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Uh,
damn, how much was the soda? She was like $8.
you
I
got
was like,
gamed.
$8. I was like, man, we're not drinking no more soda tonight. If you want a soda, you gotta buy that shit yourself.
Yeah,
That's
and
how I feel
especially
when I go
like,
to baseball games. I'm getting drunk because I'm not spending large money on bottled water.
but then like when you look at the options, like even if the water fountain's open, you're in Detroit. Like, are you really drinking out of that water fountain? Because you don't know if they're tapped into like Flint, Michigan, and we know like how shit goes. Like,
Yeah, I'm not
and we'll
drinking
leave
out
it
of a
at that.
I'm not drinking out of a public water fountain at a baseball stadium.
Oh no,
Nah,
oh
fuck
no.
that. I don't
Mm.
even like drinking out of the ones in school. Plus, like tap water is gross. But
Hey, fast fact. I don't know where my father got it, but I remember when we
oh, the
was living
water
on.
fountain, yo, yo, shout
You
out,
remember the water fountain?
yeah, yo, shout out to your pops for being like the only dude You're like the only
Yeah.
dude I ever encountered in my whole life that y'all had a water fountain, like a straight water fountain, like outside the gym, outside the
Yeah.
classroom in the school, like a straight up water fountain, yo. That was like
Yeah.
the good shit.
Because it was like a little cubby area between like the bathroom and like the dining area. So it's like, you want some water, you just drink some. Like,
Yo, why? Why the water fountain, man?
I don't know.
What was your dad's thought process? You never asked him, yo, dad, what was you thinking about when you brought home a water fountain?
I totally forgot about it until we just started talking about water fountain. I'm like, oh shit, I remember, we had a water fountain inside the house.
Yo, I remember the
Yo,
first time I was like, yo, you got any water, dog? He was like, yo, got a water fountain over there. Yo, a what?
it's
So
right there.
it's a water fountain. For y'all Rhode Island motherfuckers, it's a bubbler.
A
But
bubbler.
the rest of the world calls it a fucking water fountain.
It was a little flex because it was inside that same apartment where you go through the computer room and then they had that little
Oh yeah,
it was the
You
walk-in closet
yeah, like
and,
your own
and it went
apartment and
upstairs
shit.
to on the third floor.
Yo, this dude had his own apartment
Ooh.
basically in his own house, and then he had a water fountain downstairs near the gym.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We might not have been rich, but we were balling.
You gotta ask your dad why he had a water fountain. Like, who he steal it from? He want a water fountain in a bet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. The statute of limitation probably passed, so he could probably talk about it right about now. And
yo, what
plus,
was
he's like, but I got to be careful with that because they already put like 70-year-old Bill Cosby in prison. I don't want them putting their 70-year-old my father in prison
yo,
on
what
some
was
water
your
fountain theft.
what was your mom like when he just brings home a water fountain? Yo, like, yo, we're gonna hook this up.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, that's it.
Like, yeah, no, it's like where are we gonna put it? He already knew a place where we putting it. He already knew how to hook it up because he did the research beforehand, and this is before the internet. So how he
Yo, he
did
went
that
to
research?
he went to the library.
No, but you see, this is when he was working at Bradford Soap Factory,
Or
right in Warwick,
he reverse engineered it when he was taking it apart off
and
of
he probably
wherever he
talked to
got
a
it
couple of
from.
he probably talked to a couple of buddies at work, like, yo, like I'm fitting to hook this up at home, like, yo, what am I? How am I to do this properly? Like, again, this is before the age of the internet, so you had to ask like professionals, like, yo, if I'm a mechanic and I'm working on this vat and I see you working on plumbing and I got a plumbing issue, I'm asking you questions. That's it.
Yeah,
And hopefully you're a professional and you're taking it as a profession, not just a job. You know your shit. Make sure you got the plumbing tape before you screw it on, and so that way there's no leakage because you don't want, simple little
yeah.
shit like that.
I
So
feel like the story about how your dad came up on a water fountain is probably like the most epic story ever.
you know what,
And
and I actually spoke to him and I was like, look, Father's Day is coming up, and me and Daryl's been talking about Dad Summit, so we gotta get you and Daryl's father on and actually chop it up with y'all and ask y'all like general questions, not just father questions, but general questions. That's gonna be one of them questions.
oh yeah,
I-
yeah, we got to get that. We got to get that on the record, man.
mm,
Because that seems like that story where it's like, yo, so we was playing dice in the alley, and Lil Wayne,
mm-hmm.
uh, what's his name?
Yeah,
Yeah, that dude. You know what I'm saying? He came by. And he
yeah.
was like, yo, anybody want to buy this water fountain? And I was like, fuck it.
Hey.
Or he just was like, he saw that shit and just snatched it off the side of a school or something.
Or it could have been something simple like, yo, the office was getting a new one. They was throwing this old one out. Nothing was wrong with the old one. You got a new filter, and that was it. It was a wrap.
Nothing about that. Nothing about that last story sounds epic.
Uh, nah,
So
yeah, seriously,
if that's
nah,
the real story, I hope he lies and tells us some extravagant tale
nah.
about how you ended
I
up with a water fountain in your living room.
I got two quick epic stories about my father. One, we was driving from here to New York, and right, it was early in the morning because we like to leave early in the morning to beat the traffic. So all of a sudden, I'm like sleeping in the back. All of a sudden, the car swerved, and I hit boom. Right? It's like, yo, what happened? My father's like, yo, I hit a dog. Like, a dog? Like, yeah, there's a random ass dog on the highway. It's like, yo, if anything, if you swerve, this is how you cause accidents. And this bitch doesn't belong out here, so I hit the bitch. So that that's one thing I always remember. Second story, when we had Max, right? Speaking of dogs, we just got Max, and we had we built a dog house together, and we saw this big barrel of hay. You know, when you're coming from work and you have to make that little crazy turn to get onto
Yeah.
95.
Right.
We saw a big barrel of hay. He pulled to the side and he told me jump out and put the bale inside the car. I'm like, what? He's like, jump out, put the bale in the car. How hard is that? So I jump out, thinking, all right, I'm gonna just throw it in the car, jump in the car. That's the end of the story. This motherfucking barrel of hay was heavy.
Yo, hay is not light, man.
Oh man. And I rained and he was just yelling at me, yo, bend your knees, put your back into it. Come on, yeah, young boy, come on, come on. I'm like, yo, this shit is heavy. So
Yo,
my
a
sister
bit,
couldn't help, and my
bale of
brother couldn't
hay,
help because they was holding the dog in the car. And I learned that day.
a
Bale,
bale of hay is heavy as
bales of
shit,
hay is
man.
heavy.
Hell
Oh yeah,
yeah.
even if it's like it was two sticks, and then I was like, ah man, so I'm gonna just hold it two sticks and pick it up and throw it in the car. Nope,
Nope.
nope, nope, nope.
Nah, that's not how that goes down, man. That's why
Mm-mm,
all them. That's
mm-mm.
why you see the commercials. Those dudes is mad diesel throwing that hay out the truck all day. Um,
Oh yeah. So shout out to my father.
Shout out to your pops. I don't know how we got here off of opening day baseball, but what I do know is that my
Hmm.
Tigers is gonna have a better record than those Yankees and the Mets. Uh,
Gonna have to pick one, but okay.
yeah. Pick whoever you want. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm doubling down because my Pistons are trash.
Damn. And you know what too? I might have to say, even though the Yankees lost to the Blue Jays, I'm gonna still go with the Yankees. But you know, I was gonna jump off camera and I was gonna flash my little Mets pride, but I'm gonna hold that off. So
All right, so it's Tigers Yankees because the
Tigers Yankees.
Tigers are currently
Wait,
undefeated, yo. We
wait.
undefeated
Let me
right
see if
now.
I
We at
can
the
do it
afternoon
real
game.
quick.
Dude, where you going?
Right here, right here. I wanted to size it up. All right. So
Oh man, are you gonna take the Yankees and then flash a Mets jersey?
yeah, that's what I had to
Yeah,
say. Like I don't know if I should do it or not,
this
but
dude, this
like
dude, this dude
it's
is
right
like the
there.
he's like the most disloyal Mets fan, rooting for the Yankees and then trying to like smooth it over. You
I
trying to
it,
smooth it
it,
over with the
I
with
so
your Mets
so
with your Mets, man. Come on.
this is how it goes. When I first got into baseball, it was Mets, right? Love the colors, love the players. Darryl Strawberry, Frank Viola, um, Ron Darling, Kevin Mitchell. It was like the whole squad. Sid Fernandez. Like it was a bunch of them. So either way, and then they end up winning the championship around that time. Cool. But then when I started like getting into baseball and getting into the management and seeing like what Steinbrenner was about, I became a Yankee. So it was like, and plus, like I've always loved National League baseball because the pitcher had the bat and it was more strategy to the game, and it was more about like laying down a bunt, moving a runner over, actually
Yo,
manufacturing
but then
runs.
you just
And,
then you
and
just
and
left
and
your team for the pinstripes.
but with the Yankees, like Yankees was like in the American League baseball, it was more about power baseball, right? It was about just hitting home runs, hitting doubles, hitting triples. Not really stealing bases as much as the National League,
So
but
so you got
it was
mystified.
it became about management.
So you got
So that's what it
mystified. You
was.
got mystified by the long ball. You know what I'm
And
saying?
well, no
You gave up
management.
your citrus orange. You know what I'm saying? For the pinstripes.
And the Dutch Master Blue.
Yeah. Yo, that's when you know you a fan. That's when you know you a fan. When you know the actual shade, the
Yeah,
hue of the color. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
yeah,
it's maize, baby. It's not yellow. It's
yeah.
maize. It's not just it ain't light blue. It's Honolulu blue. You know what I'm saying?
Hallelujah, Blue. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you got that's when you know you a fan. The next time somebody say they a Patriots fan, I'm gonna ask them what colors they rock and see what they
Hmm.
say. Cause that blue got a name. You know what I'm saying? That red probably got a name. So
Yeah, and that crusty off-white grayish. It's not really gunmetal, but
yeah,
whatever.
man, fuck that
You know,
color. I'm just talking about the main colors. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say it
yeah.
right here. You gonna hear it first. If you don't know the colors of your team, then you ain't a real fan.
That is true. That
That's,
is true.
and I'm not talking about the basic colors. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The bright colors.
yeah, if you don't know the actual color, you know what I'm saying? Like the paint name. When you go to when they mix the paints, that's
Oh
what they're
yeah.
using. You know what I'm saying? They're
All
not
right.
using.
See, now you get bonus points, and you're like you. I actually have to bow to you because even when I do like color coding, I look for the color code. So I actually get like the letters and the numbers. Like if you get that, and you know that, you are OG, hands down,
Hey,
hands down. When you know the color code, oh my goodness,
yeah,
not just the name.
that's what I'm saying. You gotta know the names, man. Like I'm gonna start asking people.
FG45221. Like, oh, okay.
Oh,
I don't know if
yo,
somebody
that's
looked that
another
shit up.
level. That's another level. I'll accept just a regular name. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna be a fan of your team? You don't know that it's Honolulu blue. You know what I'm
But
saying?
when you do graphic design, like you can't just look up Honolulu blue. You got to look at the color code.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that way it's perfectly matched.
That dude is a
Because like
fan,
like that little drop doesn't go outside the application.
right? And that's when you know. That's when you know you got a super fan. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Uh,
Oh, speaking of
yo,
super fans, my man, I know you're a super fan when it comes to Earth, Wind, and Fire.
yo, every album. I got every album.
I know you.
You
I
know what I'm saying?
know.
Shout out to my pops for putting me on to the baddest band in the land. You know,
Mm-hmm. Talking
uh,
about pops. All right.
I learned how to play the drums to Earth, Wind and Fire. Like me and Earth, Wind and Fire have a special relationship. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean, it makes me mad. It makes me kind of sad that like the original Earth, Wind and Fire, like most of them dudes is dead. Um,
Rest in
so
peace.
even going to see them live, it's not going to be the same as it was like in the 70s and 80s. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
you know, I still rock with Earth, Wind and Fire heavy. I know they got the verses coming up with the
Against
Isleys.
and
Man,
I'm actually rocking with the Isleys because Isleys do got like two sounds. Like they got like that old school Motown sound with the prim and proper hair, and then they actually got three, but then they had that era with the frills, and the cutoff shirts, and the vest, they had that era, and then they have the Mr. Big era, with the Contagious
but
and
is that
working
is
with
that
R.
really the?
Kelly and the
That's not really the Isleys though. That's just Ron.
Well, yeah, the Mr. No, because the brother was on guitar. The brother was on guitar too, on bass.
All right.
Even though Mr. Big was really the thing, it wasn't even the brothers. It was Mr. Big. But
Yeah.
but
So that don't even really count.
so again, they had two sounds. That's why I kind of said they had three, and I
Nah.
kind of threw in the third one
Plus
because
Earth, Wind and
somebody would
Fire
try to
got
hold
like
that to me and throw that to me like offline. So
Earth, Wind and Fire just got more music, man. They started in like the
yeah,
late 50s. They just got
that
more
is true.
music. Like there's like probably 10 hits a decade for Earth, Wind and Fire. How you even gonna choose 20?
I know, I know.
How you even gonna
And
choose 20?
but you see, like with the Isleys, it's kind of like Biggie in a sense. In a sense, hear me out, because like you said, the Earth, Wind, and Fire has a vault. They have a Scrooge McDuck vault of music that they could swim through, right?
Indeed.
Right. The Isleys, their catalog isn't really that big, but it's heavily concentrated. Like there's a lot of throwaway songs and all of that music that Earth, Wind, and Fire have. There's not a lot of throwaway songs in Isley's. Like the percentage of throwaway songs in the Isleys, I will probably say is about. All right, mind you, who's that lady kind of gets on my nerves. Who's that lady? Who's that
Here's
lady? It
here's the
gets on my
thing.
nerves.
I hear
For
what you're
me, that
saying,
would
but
be kind of a throwaway song, but
like the
I'll say a
Isleys,
solid 85% of their songs are guaranteed hits, you know. And it's like, oh, the baby. Yeah, Earth, Wind, and Fire has it too. But the baby making, oh my goodness. Remember when they used to play them songs in Bishop? And when we used to go to them Moses Brown dances and classical dances, and well, I didn't really go to Hope dances that much, but when we used to go to like high school dances,
Yeah.
it was always rocking more Isleys because more rappers at the time was sampling them, but they was rocking more Isleys than they was rocking Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like
I
Earth,
would,
Wind, and
I would, I
Fire.
would, I would
Earth, Wind, and
accept,
Fire is like when you're 35 and older,
I would accept,
32 and older,
I would accept your Biggie
and you're going
analogy.
to brunch.
I would accept your Biggie analogy if the Isleys had big stigma. You know what I'm saying? Like when the Isleys were out, nobody was calling the Isleys the baddest band in the land. They wasn't like winning awards or none of that shit. Like
Yeah, yeah. The
when Big
Brothers
came on
Johnson
the
was out there
scene,
too.
when Big came on the scene, like everybody was like, he's the best. From the beginning, it was an argument about he's better than everybody else. When the Izies is out, nobody was really talking about them like, yo, they're the best band around. They're like, these are the dudes.
Yeah. When you take that angle, and yeah. My analogy does start to fall apart. Yeah, when you take that angle, yeah, I'll give you that. But but see, Earth, Wind, and Fire is like when you're 32 and older, and now you're starting to introduce yourself to drinking wine and going to brunch and trying to be, you
Oh
know,
shit.
high class
I'm
because now you got a 401k and you're working.
I'm I'm a liar. I gotta correct myself. I just went and double checked. The Isleys, the Urban and Fire only has 19 albums. The Isleys
19.
have 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22,
Damn.
4, 6,
Okay.
8,
All right. So all
30.
right.
They got 31. They got 31 records.
Some of them are probably maxis with like
No,
mad singles and
they got 30. They got 31 records from
okay. So
1959 to
mhm.
2017.
So they're still making music. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's a
okay. So like how much of that are you actually using? When, because like you said with
yo
the
30.
current Earth, Wind, and Fire, because some members passed away. Rest in peace, Maurice. Um, it's a totally. It's just like the Temptations. They're still out there touring. It's not really the same. The OJs are still touring. It's not
Yeah,
the original OJs.
but
It's like
yo, I was under the assumption that Urban Fire had way more music than the Isley Brothers because I didn't know the Isley Brothers had that many songs out. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That should tell you something. Like
yeah. My whole analogy is falling apart here.
motherfuckers didn't even know the Isley Brothers had 31 albums, yo. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
but they probably had like 4 albums last year. They probably
No,
had a
only
couple of gospel
nothing.
ones in like the early 2000s. They probably have a collaboration with Kurt Franklin. Either way, like, see the damn it,
Yeah.
you got me in
Listen,
a corner.
either way,
You got me on the ropes. You got me on the ropes.
I'm
Like my
team Earth.
analogy fell apart.
I'm team Earth, Wind, and Fire all day, man. That's all I'm saying about it. Shout out to Steve Harvey. He's gonna be hosting it. The verses went from like some
Oh yeah.
the verses pulled a Rap City the basement situation where
Oh, they brought out Tigger.
when it first came when Rap City first came out, it was real gritty and grimy and shit. You know what I'm saying, with Joe, what's his name, Joe Claire.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nah, even before Joe Clay, they had the other guy
and even before,
with the shoulder.
yeah. And then even
Uh,
before that, it was just a voice. It wasn't even a dude. When Rap City first came out, I don't even know if they had a host right away. It was just like a dude between the
damn,
songs. Yo, you
damn, you
listening to
got
Rap
yeah.
City? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was it. And they just moved to the next one. Then they got Big Tigger and like polished it all up and put some shiny Tims on it.
Yo, don't forget about Big Les, man. Yo, throw some
Oh,
respect on
my
the
bad.
name,
And
man.
Big
Yo,
Les,
shout out to Big Les, yo.
Big Les. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I feel like. Versus was like real grimy. It really just started because Swiss and Tim was having beat battles on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Then they started doing it with everybody else, and now it's like a fucking full-fledged TV show.
All right, so I told you I was gonna hit you with it off mic, and I was gonna save it for the show, but they had to upgrade because when they had that Teddy Riley battle, who was Teddy Riley going up against again?
Oh,
He was
babyface.
Babyface, right? You remember how they was having a bunch of technical
Oh
difficulties
yeah,
at that
yeah,
time,
yeah.
right?
It's a power move, man. Like I just don't
But
know if I want to
but
see it as a TV show.
no, but what happened was is they had it set and they didn't say who it was against, but they had Dr. Dre set to come on. During that battle, Dr. Dre hit him up and was like, "Look, I got to pull out because my brand is quality, and what's going on here is not quality." So now that they got to deal with Triller and they got the other deals that they have, now they're more official. Now they have the backing to it where it's have Steve Harvey host it. Hopefully he get the name of the groups right, and don't call them Fire, Earth, and Wind.
Nah. Well, you know, Steve's from that era though, so he ain't gonna fuck this up.
Yeah, that
You know
is
that
true. That is true.
I'm gonna watch it just for the intros. You know, Steve gonna go in on the intros.
Uh, I feel like I gotta get like I was gonna take my son to go get a suit and get
Oh yeah,
sized up for a
you might
suit, and
you
I
might have
feel
to
like
suit up.
because Steve Harvey's hosting it, I might have to get the extra button on his suit just to represent for Steve Harvey,
Yeah,
and
you
get the
gotta.
Steve Harvey tie that's extra big and like on your neck,
Oh yeah,
like
he got his own suit line, so you can actually get a Steve Harvey suit.
that's what I'm talking about with
Yeah,
the extra button.
with the
Holla
with
at
the
your boy.
with the Gators. Yeah, I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be
And
ready.
the Cedric Entertainer hats. Holla at your boys. I know what's up. And it's Easter, so you gotta come with
Oh,
the pastel and bright colors.
oh, for
That
sure.
that's what I'm trying to represent
Yeah,
for Wu
my fault
Tang
there.
and my Knicks. Know what I mean,
You know, so like big, the verses done came a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people was giving them a little bit of flack. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how the TV show is gonna come play over, but I know that the technology will be right, and that's the really like the biggest thing. Like, because now you really get to see the quality of the music.
Yep.
Um, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like dudes just playing it off their iPad in their
Yeah, yeah,
studio or
yeah.
some shit.
Putting their phone up to the speaker.
Yeah, yeah. Like so,
Yo,
shout
turn up
out
the
to
bass.
verses. Um, you know, speaking of verses, you know what I'm saying? We got the battle of the entanglements. Um,
Oh yes.
you got your boy Derek Jackson, who I had no idea who he was up until like this shit broke out. Apparently, he's some relationship guru, um, who has like no degree in relationships other than the fact that he just fuck a lot of chicks, I guess. But like he don't got no like degrees in like social sciences or none of that shit that makes you an expert on those things. But then again, does a dating expert really have any of those things? Can you be like a dating expert? Can you get a degree in relationship? Maybe like a relationship counselor, maybe. Uh, but anyway, this motherfucker's a super hypocrite because he telling motherfuckers online that you full of shit and you ain't shit if you cheating on your girl and she should leave you and all this other shit. And I agree, you pretty much full of shit, but you can't call another motherfucker and tell him that he full of shit if you out there doing the same bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like you, you're a piece of shit telling other people that they do the shit that they doing. They a piece of shit, and you already doing that shit. Like that shit. Like yo, fuck this dude.
All right. So I'm gonna keep it very quick and very to the point about this guy. Now, growing up, there's always that guy that could always get chicks, but he was always sleazy, and he would always talk shit about other dudes to girls to make himself seem like the good guy. I saw this dude's game off the rip. Now, mind you, as a guy that is fighting against that type of guy, what it puts you in the position of women is, oh, he must be speaking the truth. That's why you're coming at him. So whatever he's saying must be real. I'm like, nah, this nigga's gaming you. Oh well, maybe you're gaming me because he told me about you. Oh, okay, all right, cool. So now he has no degrees. He has really no background. He has really no platform. He has no studio because he's always in his car. Right? It is what it is. You make merry with what you got. That's what my mother always used to say. Like whatever we got, we make merry with. We had a water fountain, we made merry with that shit. Either way, with him, now that he gets exposed, now mind you, he's not even like a Dr. Phil type. Dr. Phil actually got co-signed off
Yo,
with
he just
by
a
Oprah.
regular ass dude. It's like, yo, how we all sit in our car and go live. He just sits in his car and tells cheating motherfuckers that they full of shit, which is true. But
But the worst part is how many
he's
women actually took his advice and messed up their relationship based on what he was feeding them. Like, oh,
well,
if my man says this, or if my man does
well.
that, oh,
Here's
all of
the
a sudden
thing.
he's doing dishes. That means he must be doing this. Like, fuck that. Maybe I
Well,
see you're busy and I'm trying to do more dishes and
I
take
haven't I
more of the
haven't watched all
workload
the
off of you.
videos. I haven't watched any of the videos except the few shits that's
Neither have
floating
I.
around. But here's my thing: the shit that he was saying makes perfect sense. It's just like, but you can't be out there being calling the however the fuck the saying goes, calling the pot black or calling the kettle some shit.
Yeah, it's kind
Or
of racist, but okay.
don't throw rocks at glass houses, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I
that's a
think
better one.
you know what I'm saying? Like you can't be out there doing the dirt.
Mm.
It's like motherfuckers that sell drugs and then tell you that all drug dealers are bad.
Oh, wait. I got a better one because somebody posted about it and I actually responded to it. That's like somebody sitting in front of your house selling drugs in front of your house and you get mad at them selling drugs in front of your house. But you that's actually a drug dealer actually making a drop for you. So it's like, yo, I'm not really that mad because they're making a drop for me. But yo, don't make my shit hot without me being involved. Like, come on now.
Nah, I don't know, man. The dude
So
is full of shit. But like realistically though, who's worse? You know what I'm saying? I guess the battle,
yeah.
the conversation on the interwebs was, you know, uh, everybody gave Jada like the a pass. You know what I'm saying? When she was out there with her entanglement, but this motherfucker is getting
See,
dragged heavy. Now, my theory is that he's only really getting dragged heavy after I did some research and talked to some people. He's only getting dragged heavy because he was out there on some hypocritical shit. You know what I'm saying? Jada didn't really get dragged because we didn't even know what the fuck was happening. It's not like she was out there like preaching like bad shit about men and shit, like or telling you to leave your woman if this and that. You know what I'm saying? This dude is like, leave your girl, or you leave this dude if he's not doing all these things. And like I said, a lot of it was like valid. You know what I'm saying? Like if your dude is not spending time with you and not taking care of his business, and you need him to do certain things, and that's not working out, you have a conversation with him, it don't work out, boom, you got to be out. But
yeah.
you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I can't be the dude telling you to do that shit if I'm the dude doing the shit I'm telling you that your dude is shitty for.
All right, so this is the major difference here for me is the response that guys got finding out this shit with him. A lot of guys wasn't really signing off on this dude in the first place because he was shit talking dudes. So there was a mob already looking to come for his neck, right? So guys were never gonna cheer him on. Jada, on the flip side, is the response from women, right? So the response from women was, what's the big deal, right? She didn't have a mob of women waiting outside for her. So that's one of the difference. But then when you flip it, is the response that women had towards him and how men had a response towards Jada. So so looking at it from those different perspectives, then that's when I start to see the other difference where women with this guy is like, oh well, maybe there was reasons, and they're trying to justify some of his bullshit. Like, nah, like you should
Oh
be
man, I
outside
don't.
in pitchforks with this dude because he probably messed up your relationship. He probably messed up my relationship. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not pulling
I didn't.
receipts. I'm not even asking those questions.
I didn't jump that far down the rabbit hole on this dude. Like I had to ask the interweb because I was like, man, I don't know about this dude. Like, why are we, why are we even worried about this guy? Like he cheated on
No,
his
but
wife, and then she came on the internet with a bonnet on. Like, what is a bonnet exactly? Like, what's the purpose of a bonnet?
all right. So the
It's just a
purpose of a
fluffy,
bonnet,
it's a fluffy
nah,
wave cap.
kind of like, it keeps your hair. The material inside the bonnet is different materials. Long story short, like sometimes I wear this hat, sometimes I wear my Kangol because my Kangol has a silk lining. Silk linings are, and this is one of the things that me and Anthony Sanders was talking about, but silk linings go good with hair. because it keeps your hair moisturized. It doesn't dry out your hair. It's good for your hair. So for Black women mainly, um, the bonnet helps keep their hair moisturized. It keeps it from just drying out, just being out in the open or tied up in a towel or a cloth. The material in the inside helps it keeps moisturized. And
So it's a
now, mind you,
so it's a
mind
fluffy
you,
wave cap, and you got a lot of knowledge on bonnets. That's all I'm saying. That's a lot.
okay, because I got two daughters, and I got two baby mothers. One of them actually does hair, so I don't want
So
to actually. I want to at least know something,
you be rocking the
because I
bonnet.
got two daughters. I got two daughters.
You got a perm under there, dog.
No,
Uh,
no.
looking like one of them Midwest gangsters with the bonnet on and the fucking like your boy from Belly.
Looking like a big worm.
Yeah.
I'm looking like a little
Well,
squirm.
Big Worm was on Friday. I was talking about the dude from Belly with the curls. I don't think he had a bonnet on
Uh,
though. Uh,
any of them old school West Coast movies. You see
oh
dude with
yeah, yeah,
curlers
there's
in their hair.
at least one dude with curlers and a bonnet. Yo, it's that time.
Mhm.
It's fast topics time.
Bang,
Uh,
bang.
we're gonna be quick with this one, like we always say. And then who knows? It'll probably run long anyway. But anyway, first
That's
topic.
what she said.
Final four. All I know is Michigan ain't in it no more. I know it's Baylor, Gonzaga, UCLA, and I
Mhm.
believe Houston, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. So
H Town.
who you
Who
got to
me?
win it? Who you got?
I want to say Gonzaga, but then I also want to say UCLA because the thing is my belief is if I'm rooting for a team and my team loses to a certain team, I don't want to. I'm not the sore loser. I want to say that my team lost to the champions. So that's really my outlook on things. So I like outside of Georgetown, which I was pulling for. I was pulling for Michigan. Michigan lost to what UCLA.
Yeah,
So I would want to say UCLA.
yeah. I'm riding with. I mean, the Zags are tough, but I'm putting all my energy behind UCLA too, man. They got the glow right now. They had to play the most games because they had to play the playing games.
The playing,
They were they
yeah.
were they were the first four or the last four, whatever they call it. You know what I'm saying? So they had to play in to the tournament. So like I just want to see them win it because of the storyline. You know what I'm saying? They barely made the first four. Then
Mm-hmm.
they had to play it. Basically, they had to win they had to play in, and that's an extra game on the tournament, man. Like, and they out there balling. I mean, they doing everything they supposed to do, even though they beat a tough Michigan squad. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Rose should be the coach of the year, uh, if he's not already. You know what I'm saying? He had them boys balling all season. We already talked about the Tigers Yankees. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you gave up your Mets allegiance to rock with the Yankees,
Yeah, to win the bet.
just to win the
Because
bet, huh?
because the Mets had a horrible year last year and they're highly shaky. So
Hey, but
like,
they signed Francisco Lindor, like the chocolate.
oh yeah, like the chocolate. Oh yeah. Yeah. Nah, again, like I remember when they brought in Jose Reyes, and Jose Reyes was gonna him and Kaz Mazuki. You don't remember this? I'm a Mets guy, so I remember when they was gonna be like up the middle, second baseman and shortstop. Like nobody's getting like no dribblers out the infield on the Mets. Like it's double play city. Nope,
They only had
nope,
like
nope.
15 double plays that season. Hey, Easter's
Yeah.
coming up on Sunday. Obviously, we got the verses, but
Hmm.
does your family dress up on Easter?
Not necessarily,
You get
but
all
no,
you get in your
no,
Sunday best.
no, we take a shower, put on deodorant, maybe some cologne, and but the main thing is like, yo, I'm cooking. Like between me, like actually, I'm gonna probably do the heavy cooking.
But
Let my folks rest.
but you didn't dress up.
But
Y'all never dressed for Easter, like with the sharp suits and the Easter Sunday outfit.
if we went to church,
Oh
yeah,
man, we didn't even really go to church, but we always dressed up on Easter. Like getting dressed on Easter. Like I actually feel like I haven't gotten dressed on Easter in so long. I might get dressed this Easter, like straight suited
I
up.
no, let me put it like this. I have like because I'm cooking, and then like after I'm done cooking, everybody will just be waiting for me to like freshen up so we can eat, say prayers, and eat. Like I'll jump in the shower, like brush my teeth, wash, and I'll just put on something casual. Like I'm not maybe this year because you put me on the spot.
Hey
Maybe,
man, I'm just asking you
but
what you do. I might dress up, man. I gotta work, but then when I get out of work, I think I'm gonna come home and throw a suit on and get the Easter vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like
all
Friday,
right, it's
I
something
think
to think about because I still have an announcement to make. So
I
I'm
think I
still
got
thinking
some.
about it.
I think I got something pastel like in my closet too, so I can be an Easter official. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
posed an
no, I
interesting
have an outfit.
question. You posed an interesting question offline, so I wanted to add it to the fast topics.
All right,
Um, all right.
you
For
want me to
30
pose the question?
for $30 an hour. Yeah, go ahead. Tell them the question.
All right, so for $30 an hour, all right, for at a fast food restaurant, would you wear a biscuit on your head? Very simple. $30 an hour, wear a biscuit on your head at a
Yo,
fast food restaurant.
let us
I'm
know.
not I'm not gonna say a restaurant name, but you just got a biscuit on your
Yo,
head.
it's a fast food
Big ass
restaurant.
biscuit.
They sell biscuits. That's why you got a big ass biscuit on your head. Biscuit King. I don't even know if that's a real company, but we gonna call it. For $30 an hour, would you work at Biscuit King and rock a biscuit on your head for $30 an hour and say, "Welcome to Biscuit King. How would you like
May
your
I take
biscuit?"
your yeah, may I take your order? Like, yo, that's one big ass biscuit. Damn biscuit. Yo,
Hey, I'm
it'll
not
be
gonna front.
even
For
it'll
thirty
be
dollars an
worse
hour,
if you had a big head and then you had to wear the biscuit and the biscuit was small on your head.
yeah, for thirty
That'd make
dollars
it worse.
for $30 an hour, if I'm hard up on a job, I'm not passing up Biscuit King. That's what I'm saying. I got a
Oh
job.
yeah.
I got a job, so I wouldn't leave my job to go to Biscuit King. But if I could make $30 an hour and I needed to get a job, and Biscuit King was hiring, I would definitely put my app in to make $30 an
You
hour.
know what? I actually got a different angle to that
I'll
question.
be rocking the shit out of
Now,
that biscuit though. I'll be out rocking that shit sideways. You know what I'm saying? my
try
biscuit,
to
my biscuit
try to
would be
tilt it to the side like how I have my hat here.
my biscuit brim would be off to the side. You know what I'm saying? Like I want some CC Sabathia type shit.
I now I have a different angle to it because me personally, I'm 40. I'm not selling you biscuits, all right? And I'm not wearing no biscuit on my head. I'm at that point in my life. But no, if my son goes and works at Biscuit King and makes $30 an hour and he's making more per hour than I am, like me personally, I'm like, all right, you know what? I have no problem with that, but you're fitting to pay some bills in this motherfucker. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
You
Listen,
see
man.
these lights? You see all these lights that you like to keep on? You paying for that bill. You see all that water light that you like to run? You paying that bill. And you could buy your own groceries.
Hey, man.
So
I'm not
$30 an hour,
like I said.
hey, but he might be like, yo, fuck you, dad, and I'm moving on.
Yeah, right.
He's
Hey,
make,
like I said, for
so
I'm not leaving my job because I got benefits and Biscuit King
oh
benefits
yeah.
probably ain't even close to the benefits I got at my job. So like I said, I
Oh
wouldn't
no,
leave a job. But if I didn't have
I
a
don't have
job,
profit sharing at Biscuit King. I don't have profit sharing. I don't have a 401k. You know, I
see,
don't have.
but you on the line, you making biscuits, dog. You ain't up the top. You ain't the manager of Biscuit King. You know what I'm saying? They make you
Have a Jerry Curl making biscuits.
hey,
Like
but
you're looking like a Hasidic. You looking like a Hasidic Jew out here. Like you're fitting to get canceled.
if you if you was working at Biscuit King, would you quit if they told you that once an hour you had to spray butter on your biscuit to keep it looking moist? You gotta spray your shit.
Yo, but I'm saying though, like if you
You
had
got
like Jerry
popcorn. You
curls,
got popcorn butter dripping in your eyeballs and shit because you gotta spray your biscuit. But yeah, that's the fast.
don't be light skin, looking like Prince out this motherfucker.
Hey, that's gonna do it for the fast topics, man. That's another episode in the books, episode 99. Uh,
Actually,
we
I have a
we up
quick
against it.
announcement.
All right,
So for Sunday,
quick announcement.
so because I don't know if I'm gonna get dressed up or not, but I was talking about having content for DJI Monkey TV and to put on Cave World Entertainment TV. I might actually do a live feed, a quick jazz set, a brunch set probably about a half hour because I don't know how my anxiety is gonna work with that. But probably do it once I get all my connections together. But I got the mix together, so look out for a Sunday brunch mix by DJ IMO.
Word.
And I don't know if I'm gonna wear a suit.
Hey, I might. I gotta work. So after I'm done working, I think I'm at least put on the shirt and tie. You know what I'm saying? Some slacks, and you know, get Easter Sundayed up. But yo,
Ew.
that's gonna do it for episode 99. Episode 1 motherfucking 100 coming up next. It's gonna be a big one. Make sure you join us. And as always, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all the social medias, and we'll check y'all next time. We out.